Hello, I'm Dr. Sarita. So this is the old me in terms of diet, eating lots of fruits and vegetables. And I was getting prediabetes. And then I would just run, do Zumba, and I kept thinking, well, my diet's pretty good. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat fat. My diet's really good. I just don't understand why I keep gaining weight. Gee, it must be hormones. And then people would tell me, well, you're hitting 50, it's hormones, you're just going to gain weight. Okay, well then riddle me this. This is me at age 7. My great grandmother, 77. My grandmother, 57, the age I am now. They went up and down these steps at Ohio Stadium. Nobody had a handicap placard. They were not diabetic. They were healthy. They were not wealthy Peloton users. They ate an ancestral European diet. They ate fat. They ate chicken with the skin on it. They did not snack a lot. They cooked their own food. They had a lot of wisdom. It was a lot of wisdom. And look at my great grandparents in their 60s and how healthy they were. My great grandfather was a grocer for 50 years, and his saying was, grease is goodness, and if you eat too much bread and potatoes, you'll get fat and sick. We are committing carbicide as a country. We are now doing gastric bypass surgery on 10-year-old children. And my medical degree, go Bucks, I'm an Ohio State graduate. I'm board certified in family medicine and addiction medicine. I remember thinking, my diet's fine. I've had all the lectures, please don't lecture me about diet because I know what to do. It's just my hormones. It's just I'm menopause. Okay. But then again, this makes no sense. They called it sugar diabetes a couple generations ago, not genetic diabetes, and this is me in about 1968. There's also a dark side to this story. And the other sick thing is in the family videos, I see me drinking Tang out of a bottle as a child. Some of my generation was fed Coke out of a bottle. My brother and sister certainly were fed apple juice out of a bottle. Tang it's a chemical. So it's a bunch of sugary chemicals. So we're just committing carbicide. The carbs you eat is the fat you wear. Weight Watchers used to say the fat you eat's the fat you wear. That's crap. That's crap because our fat has gone out of our diet like crazy and everyone is sicker and fatter than ever. And, I'll talk with clients and they'll say, my diet's really not that bad. I just don't understand it. And that was me. That was my story. Just double down on stupid. And then it's like, I'm eating 6 tiny meals a day. I'm eating no fat. I hate fruits and vegetables. I hate salads. Well, now I do eat salads now, but I eat salads that are enjoyable to me, that have eggs and fat and meat and other, ancestral ingredients. And again, would your great grandparents recognize this food? If they don't, it's probably not a good food. If it has more than 3-4 ingredients, it's probably not a great food. They did not snack. They did not go out to dinner routinely. They did not have processed food. They made their own food. They didn't own exercise equipment. Here we are, run, fruits and vegetables, run. They enjoyed the food they ate. They cooked the food they ate. And this is the other real tragedy. My MD was killing me. My philosophy that, and this is everybody's philosophy too, in generations. Well, I know better than these people. These people don't have a college degree. And this is what my mother would say to my great grandfather, saying, there's grease on everything. You got to get the grease out of this food. And he'd say, grease is goodness. He lived through the Depression. He'd seen people not be able to afford butter. He saw what happened when you ate bread and potatoes. People got fat and sick. In my medical education, zero consciousness. It was all about cholesterol's killing us. Cholesterol's bad. Know your numbers, know your numbers. Well, fast forward, that is not being correlated with mortality. Actually, having higher cholesterol when you hit 50 is correlated with better mortality. And I can tell you, over my 30 years in medicine, I would see people with perfect cholesterol numbers. Oh, your cholesterol's great. They're getting prediabetes. We aren't even testing for it. If they don't meet the criteria for frank diabetes, we don't even look at the signs. Like, I never checked an insulin level before 2020. I didn't even realize what that was. So why are we all getting so fat and sick? It's because we're eating low fat, we're eating high carb, we're eating multiple times a day, we're eating processed food that nobody can pronounce, we're eating things out of a factory. We don't have respect for the time we need to cook the food. I also had no time. It was just like a treadmill. Eat 6 tiny meals. Oh, run around on a treadmill. Eat six, slowing down. And again, it's the time between the meals makes the health. We used to have fasting built in, right? People didn't have electric lights. You ate during the daylight hours. And so much has changed in our fast-paced lifestyle, but we are still the same people. We are still genetically these people. So if I eat like them and I live more like them, I'm going to look like them. And it's really tragic, because I talk with people and they say, that's my story too. My great grandparents lived into their 90s and they ate bacon and eggs all day and they never cared what the doctor said. And my medical education was going to cause me to live shorter than my ancestors. Go Bucks. I'm thankful to be a doctor. I'm thankful to have agency, but there was a cost, and the cost was years of my life. And hey, if you can avoid prediabetes, you can avoid diabetes, 5 to 6 extra years of life. If you have perfect cholesterol, they're saying now maybe 2.4 extra days of life in your 70s. There's just no comparison. The low-fat experiment has failed, and it's this whole advice, eat more fruits and vegetables. It's just not working. Let's face it, it's not working. And it's not about, oh, here's some new research. I don't care what new research comes out, because these are my ancestors and I know how they ate and I know how they looked, and I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I know how people in Europe eat and how they look, and how people in South America eat and how they look. I don't need somebody to do some new study, because again, we're like animals. You take an animal away from its ancestral diet, it gets sick. We are now eating in a totally crazy way that no other generation has eaten like. So be gentle with yourself, be easy on yourself. If you're just doubling down on fruits and vegetables and exercising, it's not working, there is hope. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I hope to see you in the next video. This is Dr. Sarita.